And talking about coming on stage, I know Kayode Kikeli joins me now to talk about some of the main stories we've been discussing, and we have been seeing your feedback also, so that's what we will be taking right now. So what do you have for us?
Well, quite a number of issues really that you have been responding to, and I think we'll start with this cherry one, particularly for core members, right? And I know a lot of people are asking, what about us? But let's focus on the core members for a moment, and that's the fact that the Lagos state government has actually given 100,000 naira each to Lagos Batch B Stream 1 core members. So,
and you begin to ask, why didn't this happen in our own time?
So this is a tricky thing. If you adjust for inflation, forex, and all of that, a lot of people were maybe earning, if not as much as that, but something within that range at the time they served. So a lot of people thought, okay, it's only fair that these people get some sort of markup, but 100,000 naira for these ones, some sort of largesse. So we're starting off with some of the comments that you've been putting on this one.
Bello Abdul-Majid says that this is how you encourage the youth core members, as we appreciate your contribution.
Right. Before that, we had Adewale Damilare saying that this is actually laudable, saying that he or she is happy for them. So I imagine that end of the month will be much happier for core members. And people are asking, can we just replicate this across the states? Can we see other states match up? Again, understanding the position, the situation of Lagos, it's understanding. So how many states are willing to take on this challenge?
We're still dealing with the national minimum wage, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So democracy must survive from Pyramid says that the more reason they will want to serve in Lagos at all costs. So this means that all core members should be coming to please. Lagos is already it's already overcrowded.
Well, Organic Hewa says expect more of such from various quarters. And this user points to something quite tricky. He says, as there's a threat of nationwide protests, even state governors will soon start paying student bursary. Again, these are things that should be done normally without some sort of coercion or what have you, but we'll see how that plays out.
All right, Obanobo Leo says that well done, Governor. You are indeed a comrade. This is highly commendable.
So we say again, what state is going to be taking up this challenge next? As soon as another state takes up that challenge, or at least comes through with something similar, we'll let you know. But let's turn our attention to last week's judgment, granting local governments autonomy in the real sense of it. That's the Supreme Court judgment. So there have been a series of reactions. The latest we're bringing to you is from the National Assembly. And this now goes all the way to the conduct of elections, local government elections. And we understand that there may be some thinking to actually amend the 1999 Constitution such that INEC, that's the federal electoral body, will be the one to conduct local government elections and not the state electoral bodies. So Ayo Omar Jao has this first one saying, this will be very good to hear. Well, you're hearing it, so I imagine this will now be good to see. It will surely aim to define the scope of authority and jurisdiction of each level of government to prevent conflict and ensure efficient governance. All
right, Alabi Ayodeji also says that this will be a great progress to strengthen our democracy. Local government chairmen will no longer be accountable to the governors, but the electorates, just as the governors are not accountable to the president. Local government chairmen are the easiest to vote out, so they will want to perform.
There you go. Prosper Calabar is next. And this user adds another layer to this. Says they should also ensure that it's categorically stated that local government elections will be conducted alongside governorship elections on the same day. Because what we've seen is that the timetable for local government elections is really not set in cast in stone. It could be any time or no time at all. Says that way we can be sure of the independence of local government, at least to some extent.
All right, Oluke says that states should do their thing like in other democracies, just ensure the process is transparent and difficult to manipulate. We should be supporting devolution of power and not the opposite, so they should start working on state police instead.
There you go. So we'll see again how this one plays out, particularly with this suggestion. But let's turn our attention to the literally never-ending drama in Rivers State. Last week, the Martin Amewule-led assembly gave the governor a 7-day ultimatum to present a budget before then. Else, well, they were going to take action. And just on Monday, they took action and suspended spending in that budget. But guess what? The Okojumbo-led lawmakers have now said, you know what, Governor Fubara, go ahead.
Spend the money.
Spend that money. So the confusion continues, really, because there have been court decisions on, well, let's say which one is legitimate or otherwise. But take a look at what Lucky Man says. Says that 1 year is gone already, add a few months to that, and the back and forth continues. All because of few individuals' interest over the interests of Rivers people, it says.
You know, we're just talking about how it's over 1 year, just yesterday, and what has been done in Rivers State is just being all the back and forth from day one till this very moment. So
Sadly.
I think sometimes we should also be considerate and look at how to govern the state instead of the back and forth. And this is coming from Okoben. It says that I don't know what the elders in Rivers State are doing with all this fire. At the end of the day, these politicians are comfortable for life. It is the people of Rivers State who are actually suffering.
There you go. That's not all we have for you, right? While you can keep your comments coming in hashtag CTV Morning Brief or on WhatsApp, we're going to take them. But just before that, let's leave you with this final one that has been quite, contentious as well. And it's the fact that the Lagos state government has shut down the market called Oja Oba Market at Ilepo over what it described as very poor sanitary conditions. And some tie that again to the current cholera outbreak. Over 100 people have died as a result of this. So there's that. Some other people say, well, this is their livelihood. Why sort of take it away from them temporarily? So the debate is ongoing. So this first one, Anne,
Damilario Dulesi says that this happens almost every time. Ile-Epo Market and the environment get closed at least once a year over sanitation. Could it be that there is no solution to the dirtiness, or there is something else that we do not know?
Yeah, I think that's something we have to pay attention to, and it just naturally brings up the conversation around local government. Do you know that local governments are responsible for markets, for sanitation, or at least they are meant to be responsible? So when these issues are raised, we should look at local governments and ask them, what are you doing about sanitation, the markets, and the rest? So big debate ongoing right now. Would like to hear your thoughts. But that's all we'll take, at least for now, on your comments.
All right, so but keep those comments coming, definitely. Before the show ends, we also have another segment where we'll be talking about all that we've discussed. So please stay on the show, watch with us, do this with us, because we'll also be hearing from you. Thank you so very much for all those comments that you have sent in. We'll take another moment right now, and we'll be right back on the Morning Brief. So stay with us.